Well, Bernie has been enjoying some time down in Lakeland as the Tigers get ready to start spring training baseball games.
Yes, he has a special guest there getting ready to talk about the start of the season. Hi, Bernie.
Hey, Karen. Brad Ausmus is with us. He's going to join us live in a second. We just want to talk about the Islanders because he's a huge hockey fan. Islanders Wings tonight at Joe Louis, and it's a big game, and the trade deadline nears, and Brendan Smith is one of the names being mentioned. So Jeff Blashill talked about what Brendan Smith has to do tonight to overcome the thought of leaving.
Control you can control, and the best thing for Brendan Smith is to play the best, very best hockey he can. That's the number one thing, both for our hockey team and for himself. And so let's make sure we continue to focus on controlling what we can control. I thought Brendan was great last weekend. We're going to need him to be great again tonight.
All right, Brad Ausmus is with us here. Tiger spring training continues and rolls on. I've been reading the stuff that you've been saying. It's been interesting to me in that you've sort of stayed pat through the offseason, and you're happy. You like the idea of staying pat with the gang that you brought here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was a lot of talk about people moving, having different faces, but I'm one of the guys that's ecstatic that we have the same group of faces back. I think we had a good team, hampered by some injuries, and have another opportunity. And it's another year where the guys know each other, they played together, it's experience together, and hopefully it pays dividends.
It's not like you got a bad group there either. I mean, you got a few Hall of Famers that are facing you, right?
Oh, we got a good group. We got a good group.
Yeah. So in talking about avoiding injuries, do you manage differently in trying to avoid those injuries, or you just got to put them out there and let them play baseball?
No, you can't. There's nothing you can do to avoid them. You do everything you can. They do their treatments. They do their maintenance programs. We want the guys to play hard. They play the game the right way. Sometimes you're going to get injured. Hopefully they're not long-term injuries, 6 weeks, 3 months like we had last year.
This is your 4th year as manager here. You started in the minor leagues as a player in 1988. If you weren't playing baseball, what the heck would you be doing with all that time?
Oh, I'd have your job.
That ain't hard. You didn't have to go to Dartmouth to do that, obviously. What would interest you?
You know what, I honestly don't know. I think I was naive at the time. I was going to school playing baseball. I figured I'd make the big leagues and be fine. That was a little naive, but I'm fortunate that it worked out.
Worked out for a long period of time. I mean, it's just an interesting drive that your life has taken.
It is. It's been a great one, though. It's been a great ride. Some great cities, some great teammates, some really good teams, and the ride continues this year.
So talk to me about quickly the ride for this year. You feel confident, you feel good, you feel like if everybody stays healthy, you're making a run at this thing.
Absolutely. This is, like I said, everyone's back. We thought we could contend last year, and this year I think we not only should contend, we better contend.
They all say they want to win it for Mike Ilitch.
Yeah, I mean, Mike was a huge part, obviously, of the Tigers. He was the father figure of the Tigers. He really cared about his players, as you could tell with the contracts he gave the guys. He wanted to keep the guys around. And unfortunately, the most important thing is winning a World Series championship, and we haven't been able to do that. But maybe this year is the year.
Great. Hope to see you in October.
All right. Thanks.
Do well. Great seeing you. Brad Ausmus, there you go. We'll be back at 6. Al Avila joins us live at 6. The Al Avila.
You're already talking
Devin, Karen,
October.
back to you.
Boy, you're thinking down the line. I like that. That's some positivity already.
You can't. You got to think. You got to think October when you're down here. It's the heat. The heat's getting to me.
Oh, the heat is getting to him.
You look a little sweaty, Bernie.
Yeah, poor guy.
Fix the hair
yeah, I know it. All right, more from Bernie coming up at 6 o'clock. What about that heat?
Barbecue in 80s. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
awful.
really
It's just awful.
Really
tough gig.